There is a car sitting in a driveway right now that costs $60,000. That's the number on the window. That's the number the owner repeats when a neighbor asks. And it's a lie. Because that car does not cost $60,000. Over the next 10 years, it quietly costs him closer to $90,000, and nobody at the dealership will ever say that number out loud. By the time he finds out, it's already a decade too late to unsign the paper. I'm not here to tell you not to buy the nice car. I'm going to show you the real math, every payment, every hidden cost, and the one number the dealer will never put on the window, and then I'll make the honest case for the expensive car too. By the end, you'll be able to answer the only question that actually matters. Is the nicer car worth what it truly costs? Because it does not cost what the sticker says, not even close. To see it clearly, we need two people who are identical in every single way except this one decision. So let's build them. Meet Sam and Tyler. They both earn $70,000 a year, same take-home, same rent, same 20-minute commute. They even went to the same school. On paper, these two lives are the exact same life. The only thing that splits them apart is what they signed for on a Saturday afternoon. Tyler wants the nice one, a brand new SUV, fully loaded, $60,000. It smells incredible. The seats cool themselves on a hot day. He puts a little down and finances the rest over 6 years. His payment lands around $900 a month. He takes a photo in the parking lot before he even adjusts the mirrors. Sam buys the boring one, a new, reliable sedan, $30,000, no massaging seats, no badge that turns heads at a red light. He finances his over 5 years and his payment is around $500 a month. Nobody asks Sam about his car because there's nothing to ask. Right there on day one, Tyler is paying a few $100s more every month just on the loan. But the loan is the part everyone sees. The real gap is hiding in 4 costs nobody puts on the window sticker. Let's take them one at a time. The first is interest. Tyler borrowed more for longer. Over the life of his loan, he hands the bank more than $12,000 in interest on top of the price of the car itself. That money doesn't buy him a single mile, a single feature, or a single ounce of safety. It just buys the bank a nice dinner every month for 6 years. Sam borrowed less over a shorter term, so his interest is a fraction of that. Same road, and Tyler is already thousands behind before he's even out of the parking lot. The second is insurance. When the bank technically owns the car, you have to carry full coverage, and an expensive car costs a lot more to replace than a cheap one. Tyler pays roughly $200 a month. Sam pays a little over $100. That's about $100 a month every month to protect a thing that's losing value while it sits there, for the exact same drive to the exact same office. The third is fuel. Tyler's SUV is big and thirsty. Sam's sedan sips. Same roads, same miles, and Tyler quietly hands the gas station a few $100s more every year. And the fourth is the quiet one, registration and taxes. In most states, those are tied to what the car is worth, so the expensive car costs more to license year after year just for the privilege of existing. So add it all up, Tyler isn't spending a few hundred more a month. He's spending closer to $550 more. Same job, same road, same destination. He's just paying a toll the entire way there. Now, before we get to the big number, feel what that toll actually does to a normal month. It's a Tuesday about a year and a half in. Both men get the same surprise. The dentist, $1,200 not covered. For Sam it stings, but he covers it and moves on. For Tyler, that same $1,200 lands on top of a car that already eats an extra $550 every month, and suddenly he's carrying a balance on a credit card at 20-something%. Same salary. Same dentist, 2 completely different Tuesdays. The expensive car didn't just cost Tyler money, it quietly ate his breathing room. And breathing room is the thing that keeps you out of debt when what life always eventually does. Here's the cost the dealership will never say out loud, and it's the one that actually decides this whole thing. A car is not an investment, it is the opposite of an investment. It is a thing you buy that is guaranteed to be worth less tomorrow than it is today. And here's the cruel part, expensive cars fall the hardest. The moment Tyler drives that SUV off the lot, it's already worth thousands less than he paid before he reaches the first stoplight. Within 5 years, that gorgeous SUV is worth around half of what he signed for. Half of it gone, not in a crash, not in a fire, just from time and sunlight and the odometer ticking upward. Tens of thousands of dollars quietly evaporated. Sam's sedan loses value too, that's just how cars work, but it simply has a lot less value to lose. So the expensive car doesn't only cost more to buy and more to run, it loses more faster the entire time you own it. You're paying a premium for an asset that punishes you harder for buying it. So the money Tyler poured into that car isn't just spent. It's melting quietly every single day it sits in the driveway. Now let's talk about what Sam does with the difference, because this is the entire game. Sam doesn't feel poor, he's driving a perfectly nice new car, but he never signed up for that extra $550 a month. So he does the one thing almost nobody does. He sets up an automatic transfer, sends that difference into a simple index fund, and then he forgets it exists. No day trading, no stock picking. He just quietly buys a slice of the entire market every month and never looks at it. He's not investing a fortune. It works out to a little under $500 a month on average once both cars get paid off along the way, but he does it every month and he never touches it. And here's where it gets fun. Let's watch the gap actually grow. Year 1, Tyler has a stunning new SUV that everyone at the barbecue compliments. Sam has a boring sedan and a few $1,000s quietly sitting in an account nobody knows about. If you took a photo of their lives right now, Tyler is winning. Obviously, this is the year that makes people buy the expensive car. Year 3, the new car smell is gone from both cars. Tyler's SUV is just his car now. The compliments stopped a long time ago. Sam's little account has grown to almost $20,000 and he's barely noticed it happening. Still, nobody would look at these two men and say Sam made the smarter move. Year 5, this is the turn. Tyler's SUV has lost about half its value and he's already scrolling listings for the next one because 5 years is right about when the shine wears off and the itch comes back. Sam's account has crossed $35,000 and something quietly important just happened. It's now growing partly on its own. The returns are earning returns. The money is starting to work harder than Sam is. That's compounding waking up, and once it wakes up, it does not go back to sleep. Year 7, Tyler, right on schedule, trades in the SUV for a fraction of what he paid and buys another expensive one. New smell, new payment. The whole clock resets and the depreciation machine starts eating a fresh $60,000. Sam's account is past $50,000 and he hasn't done anything clever, he just didn't stop. Year 10, Tyler has a paid-off SUV worth maybe $15,000 and a fresh loan on the new one. Sam has a paid-off sedan plus an investment account worth close to $90,000. $90,000, that is not the price of the car. That is the price of the car Tyler never realized he was choosing. Same salary, they always earned exactly the same. But one of them is now almost $90,000 ahead, and the only decision that built that gap happened on a decade ago in about 90 minutes. And here's the thing about $90,000, it's abstract until you translate it, so let me translate it. $90,000 is a 20% down payment on a house in a lot of this country. It's 4 full years of in-state tuition for your kid, so they start their life with a degree instead of a mountain of debt. It's 2 years of your life where you don't have to work at all if you ever needed them. It was never really nice car versus boring car. It was a house or a child's education or your own freedom traded quietly for cooled seats and a badge. Nobody framed it that way at the dealership, but that was the actual trade on the table. And it doesn't stop at 10 years. Say Sam keeps that same boring habit going, same transfer, same index fund. By year 20, that little side account isn't $90,000 anymore, it's closer to $300,000. Tyler, meanwhile, is on his 3rd or 4th expensive car by then and still has nothing invested, because the money that could have become $300,000 spent 20 years driving to work and losing value. The gap doesn't grow in a straight line. It grows like a snowball rolling downhill, and the expensive car is the thing that keeps the snowball from ever forming. Now, this is the part where a lazy video would tell you that everyone who buys a nice car is an idiot. I'm not going to do that because it would be a lie, so let's give the expensive car an honest defense. First objection, won't the cheap car just break down and eat the difference in repairs? It's a fair question and it deserves a real answer. A well-chosen, reliable sedan maintained properly will cost Sam a little more in repairs as it gets older. Call it a few $1,000s more than Tyler over the decade. That's real, and a fair version of this math has to count it. But it's a few thousand against a $90,000 gap. It closes the door by an inch. It does not close the gap. Second, the expensive car is genuinely better, and pretending otherwise is dishonest. Its safer, newer cars have better crash protection and better driver assistance, and that is not nothing when it's your family in the back seat. It's more comfortable on a long drive. It breaks down less in the early years. And if a car is one of the few things in life that genuinely makes you happy every single morning, then some of that $90,000 is buying you real joy, not just a logo. That is a completely valid trade, as long as you know you're the one making it. And there's a middle path both men ignored. Tyler could have bought a 2-year-old version of that exact same nice SUV and let the first owner eat the brutal first slice of depreciation for him. Same leather, same safety, same badge for something like 40% less. The smartest money in that whole dealership isn't in the cheapest car on the lot, and it isn't in the most expensive one. It's in the gently used version of the car you actually want. So the mistake was never buying the nice car. The mistake is buying it without knowing the real price. Because here's the honest truth this whole video is built on. That $60,000 SUV does not cost $60,000. When you count the interest, the insurance, the extra fuel, the depreciation, and the $90,000 it quietly kept you from ever having, it costs dramatically more than the number glued to the window. So think back to that driveway. The car still says $60,000 on the sticker. It always will. But now you can see the second price tag, the invisible one, the down payment, the degree, the 2 years of freedom hanging right next to it. That's the tag the dealer hoped you'd never read. You don't have to buy the boring car, you just have to know exactly what the beautiful one is charging you. Run your own numbers before you sign, not after. If this is the kind of math you wish someone had shown you before your last big decision, this channel runs it on everything. The house, the lease, college versus trade school. The choices nobody does the math on until it's already too late. Stick around and let's run the next one together.